Welcome back to Creepy Crawler's Garage and another daily update. And it's been a while since we've had an update, so we've got a lot to get caught up on, like the Samurai project being done. We're closer to completing Willy's Bar and Grill, and we've got a mailbag to go through. So let's head in the garage. Don't go anywhere. We've had several projects sitting on the back burner here in the garage for way too long, so I thought it was time we go ahead and start completing some of those projects, including the Samurai project, and that's just what I've done. I've gone ahead and completed the Samurai project, and as a reminder to you guys, or if you're new to the channel, the Samurai project is one we were building for the Highway 1 RC guys, and it's based on a vehicle from their childhood. So it's a 1/10 scale version of an 80s, Samurai from the 80s. And what we did is we based it off a Pimpin' Crawler's chassis with a Proline Suma body, and we just added one of our grills to the front of it just to give it a little more realism. And then we built an entire custom 4-link setup for it to get the wheelbase correct for this chassis and body. Now, if you want to check any of that out, of course, you can go back and look at previous episodes and see how we built the 4 links, how we did all the other stuff that we've done to this. But now what we've done to complete this, to complete the look, we needed to add the graphics to the side of the vehicle. And a lot of these old 80s style graphics are solid color, vinyl laid graphics on the side of vehicles. So that's basically what I did for this one. I just used some black vinyl and hand cut the graphic and laid it on the side and used some soapy water. Just use a little bit of soap to some water, and that'll give you the ability to move that vinyl around. But anyways, that's how we laid this vinyl graphic on the side here. Just use that soapy water, and then I hit it with a hair dryer to finish it off, and gave us what I think is a very 1/10 scale looking version of that graphics. Now we also added a little bit of paint for some highlights, did the tail lights, did the turn signals. Now up front, we actually did end up going ahead and putting in some lights up front. In the front grille. Also went ahead and added the receiver box and the receiver just to finish it off. Now, this does still need, one thing I guess it does need left done, is it needs terminals added for the battery. I'm not sure what type of terminal Highway 1 wants at the moment. I need to find out. As soon as we know that, I can put the terminal on, put batteries in this and get it running, which it is ready to run and which we are also going to do. So as soon as I get a terminal on that, I can throw a battery in it. And I think we'll do that in another update coming up. We'll actually take this outside and run it, see how it works out on the trails. But let me know what you think about the Samurai project down in the comments below. I think it turned out pretty authentic to what we were trying to get it to match, or authentic to the old vehicle from their childhood. I think they're going to be very happy with it. Let me know what you think down below. Now, we're going to take a real quick commercial break, but we still are going to take a look at Willy's Bar and Grill. We've done a lot on that sign and actually on the building itself, so don't go away for that. We also got a mailbag we need to open up, so don't go anywhere. Let's take a real quick commercial break. No mid-roll ad this week because I wanted to take this time and this opportunity to say a big thank you to both my patrons and my channel members. Thank you guys. Without you, this channel would not be, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you so much. And I also wanted to mention, make sure and check out the Patreon page and the community tab for channel members. Check out the community tab daily because I'm adding to it actually daily now. Whether it's behind the scenes photos, sneak peeks I've been adding also. And then there's going to be some behind the scenes videos coming up too. So make sure and check those out. And of course, if you aren't a patron or a channel member yet, might be worth checking out and seeing if it's something that you'd like to do to help support the channel and get a little extra. But thank you guys. I really do appreciate the support. And I'll see you over at the Patreon page and the community tab. So you can see we've added EL wiring around the outside of the sign to mimic neon tubing. Now it's a little wavy, and I think that's perfect. That's what we want. We want it to have character. In the world this is living in, things aren't going to be perfect. Things are going to be old, and things are going to have waves and character. So I think that works well, and I think it's going to be bright enough once, because it's going to be very dark, and I think it's going to give off enough light. I think it's right on the edge of maybe not quite light enough. Basically, this is a cheap set of EL lighting off of Amazon. It's like an $8 set. I might step up and go to a little better lighting just to give more, they're brighter. But I think this might work. Let me know what you think. I think it's gonna actually work. I think this might actually be bright enough and I can save a little money and just buy this kind of cheaper Amazon version. But let me know what you think. Now also, you saw that I did drill this out, actually built a whole back cabinet for the LED lights and what was going to be used to backlight these the letters. And you can also see, well, that didn't work. The neon I think works, the backlighting did not work. The LEDs just are not bright enough to make enough light to really make the glow behind those letters like I really wanted. So I've decided, I think, to go a different route. And what I'm going to do is I've actually bought a set of the lit UV paint. It's glow in the dark paint. It's paint that really glows in the dark bright. So I've ordered, and it's pigment. So I've ordered a set of that pigment that I can use, and I'm going to paint the letters on the outside. And then I've made some little kind of spotlight housings that I'm going to use. And I'm going to use I've got some 5mm LED UV lights or black lights. So they're just 5mm LEDs that are black lights that I'll use as spotlights to shine on the sign and then have them glow from the outside. So instead of backlighting, we'll front light. And I think that'll look pretty good. I think it's going to look really cool. And I'll be able to use that lit pigment on other things too. Things like graffiti, other signs, things of that sort. So I think we're going to go that route. Let me know what you think down below. Do you think that's the way to go? And what do you think about the neon tubing? And then I also started thinking about it from last episode or last update. I showed you guys Willy here, and you got to see his head move in the montage, but you didn't actually get to see it move live. So I thought what I'd do real quick is go ahead and plug him in so you can see it work live. Let me set this mic down real quick and I'll do that. So there you go. You can see what it does first is it sets itself, and then it goes into its program, which is just a sweet program, very simple program. But I think that's going to look really cool with this lit up next to it. He's going to be sitting on the camshaft. But I thought what I'd do now, let me set up, I've started working on the frontage of the building itself, of the bar itself. Let me set that up real quick and I'll be right back. I've gone ahead and started drawing in the front of Willy's Bar and Grill. And what I want to do, I want to get all the details and how everything's laid out right and perfect before I start cutting the wood and before I start adding the details to the front of the building. And what I'm doing, I'm just using a 6-inch Han Solo figure here as a reference for scale, because I'll be using 6-inch figures in this series. So I want to make sure everything's to scale to that size figure. And you can see I've gone ahead. It's actually kind of it's going to be a narrow building and it's going to run deep. And I want to do that because we're going to actually have interior shots inside here. So I want to have it nice and deep where I can get a camera down in there where I can probably be able to remove walls, but I'll also be able to get a camera down in there and be able to shoot long ways down into the bar. So when all the guys are at the bar at the other end, I can get good shots of that. So I've made it relatively narrow and then it's going to be deep. It's also going to be tall. So it continues up way off camera here. And there's going to be actually apartment living up above here. So Willy himself will probably be living upstairs. So that'll be his apartment up there. But the point being is I wanted to get everything drawn in and arranged and how it's going to sit before I start cutting anything. Like these are going to be windows here, but they're going to actually be popped out. They're going to be, so the door itself is going to be sunken in. This is going to be further out. So it'll give it some depth. Now, I've also started putting together a lot of the details like the door itself, because I don't want this to just look like some 20th century building. I need to futurify this. This is a cyberpunk world. It needs to be of the future. And kind of a worn down future. So that's what I've started doing. And I started with doing the door frame. So this is basically going to be the frame to the door there. You can see how it scales up next to Han Solo there. And I also will be doing some, I guess, molding, I guess you'd call, along the side here. Now, my 3D printer is on the fritz. Luckily, I was able to get this stuff printed, but I have, in fact, here's a 3D render of what's going to be going down the sides. That's all going to be laying out on the as a kind of like, almost like a baseboard, but outside on the street. And then I was also able to get the doors themselves done. So here's what I decided to do with the doors. Let me see if I can just set them in here. I went blue with the doors, just like Willy's helmet, so to kind of match that color. And then you can see I did some clear acrylic, so you can see through. You can see through the door, but I added a red tint to it. So this is just, it's the red stuff you use to repair taillights, but made it red. So I think when we have the inside of the tavern or the grill, the bar and grill lit up and it's shining through that red, I think that's going to look really cool. Plus we're going to have, remember, this is going to be kind of out this way, and there's going to be big windows here where we'll have some neon signs and that kind of stuff, and maybe even an LCD screen. I don't know yet in the windows, but I think that'll look really cool once it's backlit. I mean, let me know what you think. In fact, here, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see them a little better. And the other thing that I was weighing is how the doors will open. My first thoughts were the doors would slide open like that, but then that's not going to work because they're going to slide out and you'll be able to see them through the window. So I think I am going to have them just swing open like this. There's part ways like this. I think that's the way I'm going to do the doors. Again, if you have a better idea, let me know. But I like the way this is looking. I like, again, the muted colors for the building and the trims of the building, and then give spots of color to give highlights and to bring what's important out, like the doors. Anyways, let me know what you think down below. And real quick before we go, guys, I got another mailbag down at the post office that I opened from Addy Monster, and I thought we'd take a look at it together real quick, just see what was sent over by Addy Monster. I think a lot of this we're going to be able to use in the series we're going to be filming in December. So this is really cool, but let's take a quick look at it, starting with the figures that were sent over. So got one that's kind of broken up. You can tell that this was used in as a driver of a vehicle at one point, kind of cut up to make it fit, but I think I've got an idea how we could use this in the series. Of course, if you have any ideas about any of this as we go through it, please let me know. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think we should do with it. But I think I have an idea for that figure. We've got another figure here too that I guess is a 3 3/4 inch figure. I think I have an idea for this too. It's going to be a little smaller figure, so I think I have an idea for this kind of in a background where the scale, you can't really tell the scale of the figure, but I think I have an idea. Of course, again, if you have an idea, let me know. Now, in this world, we're going to have a ton of stuff that has to be just kind of sitting out in the roads. Remember, this is an apocalyptic world. Things have broken down. There's stuff everywhere. It's cyberpunk, so it's low income. There's going to be a junk everywhere. So things like this is very useful, like roll bars and bumpers, things like this that can just kind of be laying around the city, kind of junked out around. Those things are perfect, including things like the set of wheels. There's some disc brakes here that we could have, we could paint up and have sitting around. And then he also, Addy Monster also sent over a drum, which this could be kind of cool. I have an idea, in homeless camps, you always have the drums that are, they burn the fires in and crowd around. I was thinking we could do something like that with this, where we could paint it up and then have it burnt out, like there's been fires burning in it. I think that could be a good idea to use, kind of maybe in an open area of the city. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Also got what are either police lights or hazard lights or a safety vehicle lights. I think these might even could be used inside a building to give light inside of a building. I don't know, but I think we'll definitely get a use out of that. And then a bunch of electronics too. So I got 2 ESCs here, which is going to be very, very helpful. I need stuff like this. As I've been building out these vehicles, I've been using up all my electronics. So this is going to be very helpful, along with just a whole buttload of motors. And I think I can make a matching set of 4 that we'll be able to use on Zuber's scrap and ride vehicle for the mechanism wheels. Also, I mean, this is a brand new Holmes Hobby motor. It's a 540 crawler motor here, brand new in the package. I can't say thank you enough for this kind of stuff. This will all get used. I'm always needing, well, we need the 4 motors for the one vehicle, and then I need motors for all the other ones that we're building also. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is there's just a whole pile of these. And I know Addy Monster told me what these are, but I forgot what I was told. But I mean, these could be used for some great detail, like around lighting, for fixtures, things like that. Just great greebles is what you would call it. So just details. But if you have any ideas, I mean, we got a ton of them here. If you have an idea what we could do with these, of course, let me know down in the comment section. But anyways, I just want to say another big thank you to Addy Monster for sending all this stuff to be used. All of this is going to get a use in some way. I guarantee it. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining me again here in the garage for another daily update. I really do appreciate all the support. Leave me those comments down below. Let me know what you think about what's going on. Hit that like button too, if you would. It really does help the channel and the YouTube algorithms. It's just the way it works these days. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, do all those good things, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.